Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. You have joined us at Adventures of the Heart, Building Wisdom Through Experience. And today I find myself with my co-host, Lynn Hawkins. And I'm just first going to start you off, with what we're here for. We'd love to help you build wisdom through experience. And today we're going to be talking about fulfilling your potential. This is about harmonizing heart and mind and business, and about those relationships and all those things. And we have a special um,
Broadcast?
yeah, broadcast. Thank you, Lynn. This is why you must have a heart venture with someone, is because you can support each other even with your language. That conscious language that comes out. They can finish your sentences. They can do all those things. So it's really important. I love having a partner because it makes life so much easier, and that's what harmonizes my heart and mind and my business. So Lynn, come on in and tell everybody about you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lynn Hawkins. I am the founder of the P3 Academy of Social Entrepreneurship, and I am so excited to be a part of a heart venture with Cynthia, Gardner, ONeill. And our joint venture, that's our heart venture, is called Your Heart Ventures. And, you probably are here today thinking that you were going to have this great show with our guest, Maria Sanchez, the empowerment and spiritual guide shaman, author of the book Girl from the Hood Gone Good. Well, she couldn't be with us, so she's going to do her thing with us on a future date. And so stay tuned for that, but hang around. Don't go away. Hang around because we've got a great show for you anyway. And some great information, some information actually that I think that your heart is going to want to hear. And so with that, Cynthia, let me ask you a question, because you mentioned that we're going to be talking about fulfilling your potential, harmonizing your heart, your mind, and your business. Why would anybody want to be a part of something that's going to help them fulfill their potential?
Oh my gosh. Fulfilling our potential for what we're here to bring, to serve, to be a part of is, what life is all about. I believe it gives us meaning to our lives. It helps us leave a legacy when we fulfill our potential. And sometimes we don't know what that potential is, and that's okay. It is important to know that we have infinite possibilities of potential available to us. And what we are here to do today, Lynn and I, is to help you understand all the possibilities and potentials that are available to you. And we're going to really bring a lot of that information to you, which has a lot to do with our business, Your Heart Ventures. And we have, four things that we call them the 4 C's, and they are gems. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about how we really feel, the earth gemstones can be bring you the gem essence into your life, and bring a lot of more potential to you discovering what your fulfilling your potential is going to be. What do you think of that? Boy, I think I'm too much in my head today. So get more into my heart, because whenever I start trying to think too much, I miss out on what really feels good. So I'm going to ask all of us to get out of our heads and into our hearts right now. That's where we fulfill our potential. What do you think about that, Lynn?
I love it. You are so right. And when you think about Heart Ventures, that's what's so really cool about us, because at any given point in time, I'm the one that's totally in my head. And it's like, okay, Lynn, come into your heart. And then I have to admit, very seldom that I have to bring you from your head into your heart. But, sorry about that. As we're considering fulfilling your potential and the 4 C's, I call the 4 C's the 4 keys. They are the 4 keys to our business success. And they are, in fact, connect, collaborate, create, and contribute. And with each of those comes its own energy, its own power, its own just collective opportunity. You talked about infinite potential, infinite possibilities, and this year, 2015, the year of 8, actually signifies, with the infinity symbol, infinite potential and possibilities. And I think that what it is that you and I are called to do right now is really about bringing out the infinite potential and possibilities from where we see them for ourselves and for others, and kind of get the energy flowing so that others can experience that too. What's your thinking on that?
Well, I've had such incredible experiences with the 8, so to speak, and knowing that we were coming into 2015. It absolutely is about, this is the time where loving consciousness is really coming in. Peace and harmony are really going to show up. We're seeing people bringing heart into business because, I mean, it never was separated from it. We just actually didn't recognize it being the potential that it brought into making our businesses work in a way that provided the loving service that we're here to provide. And we didn't really consciously recognize it as being the core of our businesses. And more people are recognizing that today. You know, how they can be a loving service, how they can take their businesses to another level of service. And you've been a great person to take your business to another direction, especially with the permission movement that you have going on. Myself, in creating a nonprofit called the Center for Loving Consciousness, which is what we're working towards also. So many businesses are putting heart into business, and they have their for-profit, and then they're moving into subsidizing maybe a nonprofit to make a difference in the world. I know you have great languaging around that, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you think about that consciousness that's coming into business these days.
Well, it truly is. We had a show a couple of weeks ago where we talked about the new mainstream and the thinking of individuals who are part of a new consciousness. And it's not that it's a new consciousness, it is an awakening of consciousness that is pre-existing in us and around us, and we find ourselves energized by not just the conversation, but the things that are happening because of this new level of consciousness that people are moving into. And it's happening in business. It's happening in business to the extent that social entrepreneurship has come more to the forefront and is being recognized as not just something that's a corporate responsibility and opportunity, but it is also the responsibility of every individual to see beyond their own self and look at how can and what can I do to make life, business, whatever, a little better for someone who is maybe not as fortunate as us, or just has a need. And social entrepreneurship, in the same respect, is being redefined. And I say redefined, but it's actually going back to its beginning. It's going back to its original definition, and I often bring up the scenario of, and we all can remember the stories being told of the small cities and villages and towns where entrepreneurs have always been around. The corner grocery store, the shoe shop, the cobbler store, even the little clothing boutiques and the like. These were, back in the day, the entrepreneurs who were called on when a neighbor fell, the breadwinner, and couldn't work, therefore couldn't get paid, and their family was in jeopardy of starving or becoming homeless, and the town all got together to do whatever they could do to help that family or to help that group of people. And we're still doing that today, but a lot of the thinking around social enterprise and social entrepreneurship has been the corporate environment taking up the space where having the bigger view of responsibility for social causes, they've come in and said, we're going to donate to this and we're going to donate to that. And it took the opportunity pretty much out of the hands of the smaller entrepreneurs. So then you ended up with leaders who were doing, Boy Scout troops and Girl Scout troops, and they were doing what they could, but it changed the original meaning behind the social enterprise. And we're getting back to that now. And a lot of that is permeating around this whole new consciousness, this new mainstream thinking. People want different answers than they've had before, at least in the last 3 decades. And that's what we're seeing, that's what we're playing into, and that's what business is growing to. And there are a lot of examples about the social enterprise movement that I love to talk about, one being one that you actually helped me to get more curious about, and that's Tom's Shoes. And Cynthia, tell us your first exposure to Tom's Shoes, because I want people to see how we're going to draw the connection to fulfilling your potential.
Yeah, well, I started out wanting to be a director of my nonprofit, the Center for Love and Consciousness. And so that was how I was going to kind of make a living, is to, through being a director of my nonprofit. So when I got into studying more about how I can make it happen, or how I can make a business or a lifestyle out of it, I got involved with Directions University and with Gina Gaudio Graves. And I ended up having a strategic session with her, strategy session with her on business and everything. And she took a look at what I had going on, and she said to me, listen, I want to have you ever heard of Tom's Shoes? And I'm like, no, I hadn't at the time. And so she brought me into finding out more about it. And what she said to me was, well, with Tom's Shoes, they started off also as a nonprofit, and it never quite took off the ground, and then they decided to move into making the shoes, being a for-profit, and then they would subsidize their nonprofit. Well, we know since then it's taken off, and also it's moved them into many directions as to helping these third world countries create opportunities to have more jobs there, not only for shoes for their feet, but now they've also moved into eye care and glasses and all those kind of things, and they're really making a difference in the world. But the for-profit ended up generating the money to actually make a difference in the world, to give their work meaning, give their own lives meaning. So they were really fulfilling their potential through having that opportunity.
But
go ahead.
Thank you for that, because that totally explains the organizational development and the shifts that occurred within that organization in order for them to fulfill their mission. There are many of us who've had similar shifts in business that have taken us from, say, where we started into the thing that really began to work for us. But I think it's also important to know the backstory, okay? Because It's all about the story. It's the story of Tom's Shoes as an organization. But how did Tom's Shoes as an organization get started? And it was this gentleman who happened to be a contestant on Survivor, who was in this third world country as part of the show and saw all of these kids running around barefoot. But what he got curious about was there were a lot of kids who were sick. Why are they so sick? And the mortality rate was so high, and what's going on? And for him to understand that because they were not able to wear shoes, they were susceptible to disease and infection through their feet. And so his concept of doing business was initially to start an organization that could serve a need, putting shoes on these children's feet. And then, as Cynthia mentioned, the organization evolved into its struggles that allowed it to emerge into actually fulfilling its potential. And it did that by shifting from the nonprofit seeking funding outside of itself and seeking opportunity to do all of the things that it was desiring to do to serve this need, to starting a for-profit business. And honestly, when Tom's Shoes first started making shoes for sale to the public in order to bring this business model into play, they were shoes that, quite honestly, me and probably, I'll say, for me, I see what taste people have. And a lot of people would not have worn these shoes. Today, Tom's Shoes has not only emerged into the mainstream market, where people are buying their shoes because they're in style, they're comfortable, they're no longer the segment of shoes that just look like, oh, let me buy a pair of shoes because I know it's going to help someone. These are shoes that people really want to buy, really want to wear, and they will buy now even more because they know that it has a backstory. And so one of the things that in fulfilling your potential we want you to understand too, even about business, is it's about the story. So you heard the story of an organization that started out as a nonprofit, that emerged into a for-profit. You heard the backstory of the founder of the organization. You heard the story of the emerging for-profit business that moved into another stream of business, branched into different segments, and the story. So keep that in mind too.
And let me add, about fulfilling the potential. How they went into fulfilling their potential was that they actually they harmonized their heart and mind, okay? They brought everything together. They fulfilled not only a business side, but their heart was in their business. So that brought in the fulfilling of their potential. And so we're here today, and that's why Lynn and I, our story as far as getting together and creating a heart venture and starting this show, Adventures of the Heart, we are fulfilling our potential by connecting. And so as we started off with, we have 4 pillars, or we have the 4 C's, or the keys. We also, I think they're gems for us to be in business and fulfilling our potential. And the first one is connect, and then we have collaborate, and then we have create, and then we contribute. And this is the same thing. Those 4 things were really, when we watch someone like Tom's Shoes, this is kind of the direction, the 4 things that really made a difference for them to really fulfill their potential in their business. Lynn, I would love for you to talk a little bit more about those 4 C's, or those gems for business. Especially, we do have a masterclass coming up, and it's going to be starting with fulfilling the potential of connecting. And come on in. This is your baby. I know you're going to love sharing this information with everybody.
Well, the beautiful thing about this entire thing is that When we decided this was something that we wanted to do, we looked at how it is that we could fulfill our own potential. How would we be able to bring something to the world that would benefit others and in turn allow us the opportunity to realize our own dreams and our own potential in all of this. And connect is just that. When you're starting out in business, the first thing that you want to learn about is how to connect, where to connect, well, identifying your ideal client, and then where are they playing so that you can go and play with them and bring them into your world as you're getting into theirs. And then you'll also want to understand how it is that you can contribute even more by connecting. You know, once you connect, then what do you do? How do you get this customer or client, and then how do you continue connecting? That's called retaining clients. And so the first masterclass that we are actually going to do is our Connect Masterclass. And it's going to go through all of those things. How can I easily and effectively connect with my ideal client? Where is that ideal client? And how can I have this ideal client to stay with me long term? And one of the biggest things around all of this is the story. And we'll teach you how the story plays into it, how your story, how the story of your client, and how the story of products or services that you provide them merge in the center, so that the conversation, the connection between your heart and mind actually easily come forth. And you know, there's a lot of fear around selling because, well, I don't want to sound like the used car salesman. Well, you know, if you are authentic, if you're coming from your heart, when you're coming from your heart, and your heart and your mind connect, you'll find that the words flow, that the opportunities show up. And there's, as Cynthia says all the time, there's no forcing what is meant to be. And when you take on moving into an opportunity that's establishing relationships and building business, you'll find that that is how you want to do it. We're all about bringing about grace and ease and effectiveness that is the higher frequency of you connecting with the higher frequency of your customers and clients.
Yeah, and you know where that higher frequency comes from is when you're connected in your heart. So part of this masterclass, we will have, I will be in this masterclass too to teach you about your heart and the heart connections that you make, how the heart connects not only within yourself, but with your prospective clients, clients you already have, and helps you lead you to and attracting your clients. Just like Lynn repeated something I love to say, is we don't have to force what is meant to be. That's a connection that is made by the heart. The heart already knows who you're in alignment with. So I always, you know, I speak about angels and things like that, and I really believe when I put out there, you know, to my angels what I'm looking for, they know who's looking for me. That's a heart connection. So why don't you tell everybody about who we're going to have as a part of the master class and what's going to be taught during this fulfilling your potential, and it's about the connect. That's our first one.
Well, we are going to have some of the masters. Cynthia already mentioned to you that one of our mentors is Gina Gaudio-Graves. We are both actually faculty of Directions University. Cynthia is faculty of Serving Mindset, and I'm faculty of Social Entrepreneurship. And both of those topics will be part of this and every future masterclass that we have. Gina is going to bring the Vortex model of doing business to teach you how this method of doing business is what actually propelled us in the vortex to connect, and then in the vortex to see how we basically spin together, and how what we do together supports our individual businesses as well. We're going to have in the master class emotional intelligence, EQ 101 for entrepreneurs, and a lot of what we practice is regarding the heart, and that's what EQ is all about. We're going to have Matt Pearlstein, who is the EQ dude, who's going to rock with some EQ for everyone. We're going to have Chief Robert and Terry Taltree talking about the Native American wisdom in the 3 arrows of power. We're going to be teaching you about story leverage. The most amazing leverage tool on the planet is your story. And you need to know how to qualify your story and to deliver your story in a way that whoever it is that you're speaking to feels that heart connection. And once that's done, honestly, it's miraculous how business can get done from there. We're actually going to be showing you how you can connect with membership sites and course creation models. We're going to have our friend Danielle Miller is going to be here talking about right brain creativity and left brain strategy equals rockstar branding. And I love that branding element. And this is something that you don't want to miss because it's the step beyond personality. And you're going to, that's just, I can't wait for that one. And then we're going to have Google Hangouts on air. How do you deliver great content via G+ and Google Hangouts on air to create revenue and exposure? If you're not a G+ player, you're going to want to be after this. Yeah, Cynthia?
That Virginia?
That's Virginia Parsons, yeah.
Awesome.
Virginia has been a mentor to both of us, and she's also been someone who's been a champion for what it is that we do. And we're so happy that she's a part of this. And Jason Hodge, if you don't know Jason, then you don't know a guy that's got one of the biggest hearts in the world, because he actually does strategy with nonprofits to help them in their media presence. Formerly with TV and movie production companies, and you'll have to be there to hear him talk about all of that. But he's going to be talking about YouTube Unleashed, entering the YouTube powerhouse, how you get in there and utilize it to the best advantage. We're going to show you Blog Talk Radio from the ground up. We're going to show you how to engage using Skype to connect with your clients and customers. It's a great retention tool. We're gonna show you how Skype plays into all of this. We're gonna show you some of the secrets from the secret stash of Dr. Monica Ogando, who's going to be talking about speaking and interviewing success. Whether it's radio, web TV, or live TV, there's some tools and tricks she's got up her sleeve she wants to share. And then Jack Humphrey is going to talk about the traffic vortex. You know, just because you've attracted some clients doesn't mean you get to stand on the sidelines and do nothing from there. It's all about creating continuous traffic in order to expand even more. And this is where the groundwork is laid for you to get all of this information and begin to stretch, begin to expand yourself and your business. And if you're ready for some expansion in 2015, the year of infinite potential, infinite possibilities, then you're in the right place and you want to check this out. Of course, it's a nominal cost associated with it. And before we even get to that, I want to make sure that you understand that this master class is the first of 4. This is the first of the 4 pillars, Connect. And this is going to be 2.5 days of content. Thursday and Friday, March 26th and 27th, and then half a day Friday, April 17th. 2.5 days of content for you to really get the concept of connect, decide what methods and means you'll use to connect more deeply and more expansively with your potential audience, and then get it done. Man, I could go on for months talking about this. So, Cynthia, what do you have to add? Did I miss anything?
Well, I just want to bring in, because Lynn and I will be there, and I'm going to be speaking about, harmonized life with heart-ventured relationships. And you've heard us speak about that several times on here, but it makes a huge difference for, if you want more sustainable business leading to better referrals, long-term customers and clients, supporting trust within your joint venture partnerships and affiliates, within your business community. This is where it happens, is in the heart, having that heart connection, that heart venture. And then both Lynn and I, we're going to be talking about harmonizing your business. Heart venture, conscious entrepreneur, enterprise program that we've put together, all kinds of things to help you make that connection with the people and your clients and everybody, so that you can get everything that you need out to the people for to create and harmonize. We call it harmonize your business. So that's going to be really exciting, and to be with these people that we're having available here to really bring this home to helping you fulfill your potential. We are so excited, and so I want to know more as far as the dates and time and all those things, and Lynn is the best at telling us all the details. She's the detail.
Again, put this on your calendar right now. Clear your calendar so that you can spend these 2.5 days with us. March 26th and 27th from 9 to 5 or 6 each day. March 26th and 27th, that's Thursday and Friday, and April 17th is the half day. That's on April 17th. So let me see, let me find the times here so that I can give you the exact times we're going to do. 10 a.m. on the 26th, so that's 10 a.m. Eastern Time, until about 6 o'clock that evening on Thursday, March 26th. And then we start again early on March 27th at 9 a.m. And I'll give you a hint, that's going to be the left brain, right brain branding session. So you want to be there on time. And then we're going to go until about 5:30 on Friday. And then on the 17th, we'll be starting at 10, and we'll be wrapping up about 1:30, no later than 2 o'clock that afternoon. All of this is Eastern Time. We're going to get you set up so that you can have your lunch ready. It's all virtual, so you'll be able to prepare everything for yourself so that you can get the most out of these sessions. And I want to tell you, this is the really neat part of this. Everything is going to be done on Google Hangouts on Air. And utilizing Google Plus, we've established a community, and each one of the modules will be a separate category, so to speak. And so each video that you can see live or the replay will be in the G Plus community, the Google Plus community, on that page. You can comment right there, and whoever was the faculty instructor for that module will be monitoring that page so that you can get immediate feedback, or as quick feedback as possible. And then Cynthia and I will be monitoring everything as well. We'll probably have a couple of angels helping us out as well. But what we want you to know is that this is going to be exciting for you to connect to, because you're going to see a means of doing the delivery of a more than a one segment type of event virtually through Google Hangouts on Air and Google+. So we're excited about that part as well. And then, Cynthia, do you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, I just am really excited about having this opportunity, and I do want to say to everybody, you know, we did have plans today to have on that special guest, Anna Maria, and we just decided to take this opportunity to introduce this new master class that's coming up and all that we're doing, because we really want to make a difference and help you fulfill your potential. So I really appreciate you being here, and if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if there's something that we didn't speak to, or you didn't feel in your heart, or you want to feel more of in your heart, please comment, please talk to us, make that connection with us. We want to make a difference. We want to help you have a more meaningful life. That's what we're here for. That's what Heart Ventures are. This is the adventures of the heart, building wisdom through experience. And we want to help you build that wisdom. We know that you already have, but we want you to learn how to fulfill that and make those connections. So that's what I want to, you know, put out there. We take the time when we, you know, when something doesn't come through the way that we'd like it to, as we were speaking earlier, you don't have to force what's meant to be. We didn't have to force this interview today. It just didn't happen, so we look at what can we do. And I always say there's an agreement that we're all born with. It's to receive all life has to give and to transform it into something even better. Why? Because you can. And that can is fulfilling your potential. So thank you so much for hanging out here with us to hear what we have, all the gifts that we want to bring you, and to help you fulfill your potential.
That is so key. Fulfilling your potential means just to step up and let's do the next thing. And what we believe is going to help you to do that next thing is in attending this masterclass. The tools and the strategies and the connections that you will make, I'm going to say I will guarantee you that they will be some of the best that you have ever made. And I want you to go to the sales page. We're going to have these links in the comment area. But here's the link to the sales page. And go through it. Study it. See what's there that you know would be great to add to your success toolbox. And the link is bit.ly, that's bit.ly/ConnectMC. ConnectMC for Masterclass. And I want to leave you with this thinking as well. You know, one of the things that Cynthia and I thought long and hard about was the energetic connection that we bring to everything that we do. And the key for us was in identifying what we were connected to that we wanted to share so that each of us could grow in this fulfillment of our potential. And Cynthia mentioned it. It is the connection to the earth energy gemstones. And there's 2 gemstones associated with Fulfilling Your Potential Masterclasses. In particular, the Fulfilling Your Potential Masterclasses as a whole. And then each of the 4 masterclasses has its own gemstone associated with it. So Fulfilling Your Potential Masterclasses, the related gemstone is Trine gemstone, and it is truly the golden opportunity for fulfilling your potential. It's a goldish color, and I think you've actually seen it throughout some, or will be seeing it throughout some of the things that we'll be doing. And then the Connect Masterclass, actually Connect has its earth energy gemstone as well. We'll get into that at a time where we're focusing more on the connect. But I think for us today, really seeing the expansiveness and fulfilling your potential is what we wanted to bring to you today as we were introducing the Connect Masterclass. So thank you for spending this time with us. It was really a heart venture for us today, having to make a shift and do something fulfilling, something valuable for our audience and for the benefit of the upcoming masterclass. So we hope you enjoyed today's show as much as we did bringing it to you, even as a spur-of-the-moment thing. It's something that's truly a heart venture for us. Mm-hmm. I'm Lynn Hawkins, founder of the P3 Academy of Social Entrepreneurship, and with my co-host here.
Yes, and I'm Cynthia Gardner ONeill. I am the founder of the Center for Loving Consciousness and my program's Harmonize. And I thank you so much for joining us. This is about creating value to value relationships. That's what we want to do with here. That's the type of connections we want to make. And so with that, take a nice deep breath and breathe deep into your heart and love yourself more today than you did yesterday. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Until next time. Bye for now.
Bye.